embarrassing loss they suffered.
First
Look at the
bar.
player cams, usually tells us how much talking is going on. You keep track of Pepinero. He seems a little distraught. Doesn't seem to be in the process there. Maybe he's just getting ready to go into the zone. Bans. Pepinero's Varus is out. The Graves is banned out. And Trundle repeat. And now Poppy has a reaction ban here. So we'll see completely new top laners.
Interesting. The Lucian first pickup, showing you how much Splyce is valuing that and taking it away from SONSTAR.
Kobbe was not having a big impact on other champions. And Giants don't really have the flex value from that Corki anymore to bait then an Azir and then counter pick or anything. So, because that has been revealed. Gragas Braum is usually what you expect here, but maybe Hustlin wants something else to feel a little more comfortable.
Perhaps he does, but they can get themselves a pretty hefty front line to start things off. The Gragas would be a no-brainer pick for Wisdom, with the Nidalee, of course, being banned away by their own side. They leave Trashy to fall back on maybe Elise, maybe something different since the Graves has been banned away.
I would actually like to see Gragas Corki here from Giants. Just pick 2 comfort champs, 1 strong mid laner.
Well, there's a comfort champ.
And then have a last pick top lane. They can still work towards the last pick top lane, but I think that's the crucial matchup that they really want to wait for. I imagine the 2 last picks for Splyce will be mid and top. So this has to be jungle support almost.
Let's keep an eye on it. I mean, the Thresh pickup for Nisbeth was actually fantastic. He was nailing hooks. And in the 2v2, him and Kobbe looked incredibly revitalized compared to what SONSTAR and Hustlin were bringing to the table. The Braum is also a strong choice, though.
No, it's a little rougher. The Thresh matchup doesn't work the same way into a Nautilus as it does in a Braum, because the re-engage potential of a Nautilus is just way higher. And also you can get grabbed out. And Thresh is really squishy, so you can actually get bopped. So the Braum is by far the better choice there. The Sejuani again here coming out. No Elise, no Lee Sin. Splyce is looking for a very strong teamfight composition. And as we expected, jungle support, the bricks, the foundation, with a strong AD carry. They can now get 1 solo lane revealed. I hope it's for Giants that they reveal the mid lane here and not the top lane. Let's see what AD carry they pick up.
We're flashing the Jhin for a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing that yet again.
I think it gets one-boed. I think it just gets overrun and there's not enough.
So the Ezreal's a lot safer.
The bullets, they get soaked up. You have to like envision this is a team fight's going to play out, right? So either you get flanked on as Jhin and just get blown up, or you have the curtain call come out, but you're only hitting tanks in the front line. So perhaps it's wiser to go ahead and Ezreal and Kite.
And the Fiora pickup. They don't want to save this one for last. If they do end up blocking it in, that'd be the big takeaway from Wunderwear, who's had mixed success on it. And the Ezreal is locked. Technically, that is also a flex, though.
Yeah.
We have seen Peppy bring it out, although I doubt it will be the choice.
It should never be a flex anymore. It's illegal to put Ezreal mid. Champion is so horrible in mid lane.
No more Runeglaive mid AP?
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. The Lulu.
Yeah, it's champion that's completely gone like kind of untouched, and it just, if you're talking pressure mid, you're talking team fight, picking up a Lulu could be strong. You obviously run the risk of having a rough Azir matchup though. Might
decide to answer back on the other side. So the big question is, what is Wunderwear going to give himself this time? The Gangplank is going to be locked. Okay, that was quick.
Yeah, Gangplank, the same as into Poppy, early trading with Grasp, and then sustaining the Fiora, and then the Lulu to tie it all together. That means it's going to be Azir here from xPePii. No reason to go Vel'Koz.
Yeah. Nothing to do too fancy this time. He can stick back to Shurima. Expect that one to be locked on in, and damage balanced around quite a lot, and they will have a lot of scalability. But the thing for Giants is they need to be able to survive that early game.
Yeah, they have a slow lane on the bottom lane that will get pressured in. Ezreal can always farm though, that's the beauty of it. They can re-engage at 6, but Braum Shield obviously can destroy Ezreal ulti in fights. If Gragas makes a pick 2, the Unbreakable will block the exploding barrel from Gragas' ultimate and make it kind of explode at Braum's feet, knocking him out of the fight at every single instance. So Braum is a fantastic pick against at least 2 of these champions already. Can also block Dredge Line, take it. So yeah, Nisbeth has the ability to carry this game if he just picks Exhaust. Please don't lock Ignite. Stop trolling.
Still got 22 seconds. We'll be curious to see, since we got double teleport already for Sencux and Wunderwear, there would be no exhaust on that side all around if they don't take it.
I mean, come on. You're playing Braum.
He just wants to get the kills,
this
man.
Actually tilts me. I'm literally tilting out of my chair.
That's okay. I'll pick you back up if need be. But for the final time, the coaches will shake hands. Yamato Cannon and Lozark. One of these coaches will walk away today, an LCS coach, and the other one will still have another chance tomorrow. But of course, we have to hear from you guys at home. Tweet at LOL Esports with the hashtag for the final time today. Hashtag SPY win or hashtag GIA win. Who's going to make it back into LCS? Be our first team to qualify through the promotion tournament. Yet again, Splyce, we thought, might have had a quicker path than this, but it has gone all the way to game number 5, and Giants showing some real resiliency, if mixed performances, as we load in these two teams the final time today. Splyce, Giants, leaving it out, all on the Rift.
No more poke comps. Game 1 and 2 features very poke-oriented compositions from the Giants. Their Azir answers got revealed, kind of got banned out, taken back. They're now on the Azir themselves. And yeah, teamfight's the name of the game. However, there's big split push components this game though. Fiora late game, if Snowball's ahead of GP, can shut her down. GP late game, absolute monster though at controlling side lanes too with that ultimate.
Splyce are doing some trickery here. They sent Nisbeth and Kobbe quickly up just like they did last game to hide in that brush. But Wunderwear's also there, and he's revealing to SmittyJ.
That's exactly what they did last game too though. They revealed the top laner to be like, hey, it's standard lanes, don't be surprised. Or is it? I feel like they would be fine taking standard lanes though. I thought Gangplank did fine into Fiora early. Same way he can harass with the barrels in the wave. But they seem to want to get the tempo advantage.
Minions have spawned.
Might be able to pull it off if they can do it. No surprises in our masteries. Pretty much everything we've expected. The standard lay down the 5.
So this is going to be a super standard lane swap. Except that the Giants will be a little slower to the wave because they're doing an extra camp. And Nisbeth's going to move in and slow down the Giants' double jungle as Braum. Nope, they're going for camp too, so complete mirror here.
Yep. It's worth noting, in lane swaps, the 2 out of the 4 games we've had today that have been lane swaps, Giants have won those. And Splyce are the ones who've opted into this one. And all will be revealed in just a few moments, but we'll take a look at the matchup. Sencux very safe on this Lulu. Despite the poke that he is going to take, he can fire a lot back. It's going to be hard to take out the Lulu.
He's not gonna win the push, so he desperately tried. Lulu normally focuses all her attention on killing the creeps and then harassing the enemy. Azir just was quicker. Wunderwear ran to lane, figured out it was a lane swap, so now it goes back to the double jungle. He pokes out Hustlin.
Should force that back in a little bit. Nisbeth trying to distract from the red buff being taken. Hits Wisdom, body blocking away from the Brambleback. Still following hot on his tail, and yeah, the exact mirror we pretty much expected. Wunderwear, however, is teleporting up right to the top, right on time, and a little bit quicker, like you said.
There's only 2 people there. The support is still harassing here, but he's keeping 2 people busy. Obviously, Lucian and Gangplank, look at this damage. That's your lane swap dream here. Kobbe is going to go low. They need to kill these minions as easy as they can. Nisbeth should have probably been back a little sooner. Now he can take over tank duty. You just want your minions to always be hitting the tower. That's your biggest value right there. 2 relic stacks, again, efficient. SmittyJ, I mean, SmittyJ. You walk halfway to bottom lane and then you decide to teleport. So that is poor understanding of the lane swap overall.
Yeah, very disappointing there, and they're already late to the party. Wunderwear has had his own way now in the top side. Should be able to get that nice bounce off as well.
This is like a perfect bounce. Just 1 creep dies here at the end that he's then going to be able to pick up. So Mr. Gold, yeah, kill some more creeps. Don't kill it just yet, just wait, yep. And now they have the ward in the lane, and look at it. The time where Wunderwear has to start pushing out is when Ezreal and Nautilus base and walk back to him. They haven't even started basing yet. Base takes 6, 7, 8 seconds nowadays. Walk back is another 30 seconds, so free farm for 35 seconds extra. And look at this, Kobbe is already pressuring SmittyJ off this wave, and this is exactly what we mean with tempo advantage. You will see Wunderwear's CS skyrocket, and Splyce will win the lane swap. And this juicy freeze will now be used against Giants, because it becomes a slow pushing tool, a sieging tool. Wunderwear can now bail, blow up the wave because he knows it's the bot lane coming their way, and then he can just take as much farm as he wants. He doesn't even need to base quickly right now because he has all the time in the world because his team is just wrecking the enemy turret.
Yeah, with SONSTAR and Hustlin coming out. up onto the top side to retake their place for the farm. It's still going to be a while before they can push, but meanwhile, Kobbe and Nisbeth are back on the bottom. Splyce have got this one in the early game in their hands.
I watch this. By the time Wunderwear arrives in the bottom lane right now, the tower will be dead. And it'll bounce back. He's like, thank you, team, for preparing this mighty farm for me. You may now leave. I relieve you of your duties. I don't think they should be killing the wave here. They can just wait. They want to wait another wave to bounce. They could have tanked it out too, but they're going to wait for the next wave to bounce back. Or they're looking for a tier 2 push.
Yeah.
I wonder if Splyce is going to go forward.
But
I think this is a mistake from Splyce.
Speaking of mistakes, xPePii pushed a little far forward. You saw Trashy punish him with the Arctic Assault.
So I think this is a mistake. I think they could have bounced and really spiraled Wunderwear ahead. They're going to go for a tier 2 push.
Why not? They don't really have anything to lose by doing this.
Jesus. It is a lot of minions, though, going into that tier 2. And this tower is not dying. So if they can get a full tower advantage, SmittyJ will get some CS out of this, though. You will get, I think Splyce overall will get more gold out of this play as a team. But percent-wise, Wunderwear would have had a way larger CS lead. And Splyce, if they swap back, they could have went for the Herald play. They need to get this tower, though, to make this play worth it.
Well, they can keep on pushing, but with Hustlin and SONSTAR here, they're thinking twice about it. SmittyJ's actually tanking tower shots.
Oh, and then he has to do another wave.
Tower.
Oh my lord. Wisdom left too early. Yeah, if Giants punish this accordingly, if Wisdom just finished the tower, bounce away, SmittyJ would now be freezing to equalize the CS differential. And then he could maybe survive the matchup. But the fact that he has to do another wave in the top lane right here before he can bounce again really slows that process down.
Adios mio, Krepo. SmittyJ having a rough time of it. Giants having a rough time of it. You can already see it in the gold reflected there. That will change a little bit with the take of that tower. But for the time being,
I still think
1,500 gold difference.
I still think they should have bounced and then went for the Rift Herald slow push. Continuously, just every time SmittyJ sees a wave, you scare him off. He will be level 2 versus level 5 or something.
Blue team's turret.
Wave is not pushing in though. Bot lane's gonna catch it. So yeah, there's 2 CS differential right now between Wunderwear and Smitty. That could have been a 25-30 CS differential. And that in itself is worth the tower gold. Enough harping. I love if some coaches are watching this, like Prawley or Sean's, I doubt it, if they could chime in on Twitter, on social media, what they think about the decision. Because it's actually a super fascinating topic for me. Obviously, you just very rarely get the input from the people that know best, the actual pro players, because why would they?
That's fair. But with all said and done, though, despite the fact that Splyce pushed a little bit farther and they didn't get as much damage or as much CS specifically on the GP, overall they're still ahead. But would it have been better for them to do?
Gold. Look at it.
It's true.
400 gold right now.
So it would have been much better for them to just put it all on GP.
Yeah, it would have been way better because GP could have had 30 to 50 CS, like 20 CS on Fiora, 50 CS GP. With a Rift Herald push crashing into tier 2 top lane right now is what could have happened. But that's done. Let's not focus that anymore. Where do Giants go from now? They're going to look up to pushing the wave in top and get a Rift Herald for themselves here. Matches equalize out. Ezreal is stacking up the tier. No call. Lucian did up for the call.
It's all about that tier. It's going to take a little while before he gets it, but the Lucian call, yeah, with the lane swap back and forth, it has been the hallmark of... You don't really consider it greed anymore because it's just easy. You're just getting free farm either way.
It's just goal efficiency.
Yeah. I wonder where's getting that slow push going on. So he does have the CS advantage.
Now he will,
SmittyJ's already pushed back in.
But he will hide it in the wave. So all these blue creeps obviously are not going to die because the wave is that big that they just annihilate whatever waves walk into it. We need to see if SmittyJ can pick it up. That is the one condition here. Will he be able to get all the CS out of the wave or will he get zoned off? Because right now by the time it hits, he will be down probably level 6 versus 5.
Giants putting some deep vision in there, but they're not really staggering it or protecting it. I mean, all Wunder has to do is walk into that brush and he's able to clear out the one pink, but Smitty, thinking on that he's not going to be seeing that. He's got his teleport available if he wants to come back in that side, but not a good idea with Trashy and Sencux hanging around.
The risk, though, is that Giants get forced to play upon them on the bottom side of the map. When Wunderwear pushes in, he can then choose to teleport bot, go for an aggressive play here, and punish the Giants that are pushing in bot.
True shot. Flies, not nearly enough damage. Kobbe and Nisbeth been holding firm on this one, and the CS isn't really all that different right now, but that Cole is going to make a bit of a difference. SONSTAR will be waiting a long time.
Wisdom's in the wrong part of the map, though. He should not be pushing in his bot wave with his team. He should be top. Look at it. SmittyJ is watching his team do Dragon with 4 man, while all this farm is about to walk into his tower.
Red team has slain the dragon.
That's what he needs to equalize, but they know. Trashy's aware. They know that he has to come to the tower. They don't know he's in the brush, though.
Now they do.
Now they do.
The barrel pushes him out. Wunderwear does tank one shot erroneously, and Smitty gets the parry off, but in comes Sencux. The flash is already burned, and he's put in prison. That's first blood, and it goes to Wunderwear.
Yeah, so for the last 2.5 minutes, SmittyJ has done nothing. He walked the Rift Tower, cleared it, based, and then waited for this wave to arrive because his team was not helping him. All this farm that he was eyeing, he now gets punished.
And Giants are looking to try and answer back, but they don't have enough damage to catch anyone but Trashy. The depth charge knocks him up, but Wunder and Sencux are still there. In comes Wisdom, throws the barrel. They might get a chance to equalize here. Sencux, wild gross on himself, and he turns a lot of damage, but not nearly enough, as SONSTAR takes him out. SmittyJ catching Trashy on the backside for a little bit of revenge. Should be able to get him. Yes, no problem. And Wunderwear now in flight, no flash available, as he'd already burned it to try and get away. Just trying to dodge some skill shots, but SONSTAR picks him up.
What an impressive turnaround here from Giants, though. In spite of all that, they're still 1,000 gold down, and this is why we see teams so very rarely go for a dragon here. Hustlin decides to go aggressive because he knows numbers advantage. Braum and Lucian on the bottom lane with no tier 2 to cross map, and Inhibitor is obviously not takeable. Wisdom with another E5 engage, beautiful barrel. This chase from Giants is a good catch-up tool, but the mistake should have not been made in the first place, and we see exactly why so few teams are opting for these early dragons overall, because it costs you so much on the map.
Well, it's worth noting, why these two teams are in this situation in the first place. They've got a lot of lessons to learn, and this is valuable experience. Even though going to Game 5 really can try the mental fortitude, Giants are able to get back into this game, albeit still with a 600 gold deficit. That catch was good, and let's see if they can continue.
I really like the catch from Splyce, though. It's a really good understanding of the game that, no, we don't need to contest this dragon or anything. Your top laner wants that massive wave. It is a crucial matchup. And obviously, it does mean right now that SmittyJ is this far behind. He's going to fall 10, 20 CS more behind because the wave is crashing into Wunderwear right now.
Yep.
And there's no pressure anywhere else on the side of Giants because they're still scaling on the Azir, on the Ezreal.
At least SmittyJ got the kill.
Yeah.
So that's some saving grace for him. Of course, it obviously cost his teleport.
He's got a red buff now too, it seems, so at least he has trade potential. And he's got the Tiamat finish, so that's some wave push that at least he has to really clear out the wave quickly. Don't waste too much time. Don't be prone to counterattacks. Just return to the jungle and farm. So can he stabilize?
Speaking of stabilization, it's Trashy who gets hit into the wall. Nisbeth was there for the defense, and Kobbe coming around the side as well. Giants are all starting their backs, but Splyce really pushing forward into this Giants jungle. Not a lot for them to take inside of it, but they do get a lot of deep vision.
Yeah, SONSTAR got the early Iceborne though off the back of that fight. It's always nice for an Ezreal when he's playing very weak build. Then kill some targets and clean up.
Cannon Barrage, Hustlin. He's going down pretty low, pretty fast, and Kobbe just polishes him off with the double tap.
And this is the lack of pressure and pushing waves from Giants. Every single lane is in control kind of Splyce here. And they don't have the instantaneous wave clear, so they're getting rotated up upon. Splyce is taking picks left and right. There is still time though, only 1,000 gold here as a differential. Yeah, the Giants.
It's not much. Giants are looking for a little bit more here in the mid. They did have the wave clear to be able to finish off the push that Splyce were trying to build after that. Wisdom is still here in the Raptor pit, but there's no more wave in the mid, and it's going to be a while before those two towers do end up going down. Smitty trying to pick up some extra farm Raptors of his own, but xPePii says, I want a bit of that too.
He's just helping. It's Operation Save Smitty right now. Because that matchup, the second GP gets the Triforce, it's only going to get a lot more ugly. He's really investing in heavy trade potential too. Not going for the Zeal, just getting CDR boots, mobility. With Sheen and Phage, the stronger components of Triforce for that Gangplank, obviously. Just wants to pick up as much side farm. Look at it too. They're not putting GP in an overextend position. He's just going to catch this wave in the bottom lane. Funneling farm towards Wunderwear is what Splyce was known for. And on a champion like GP, it will pay off.
Well, a lot of the times in the European LCS, I mean, that was because they had been pushed in on a lot of side waves and they needed him to just catch that and pick it up. But in this series, he's had a much more active hand. They've been putting him on carries all the time when they can. And he has been paying a lot of dividends. I'm impressed with the individual performance of some of the Splyce members. Teamwork still up and down, but they have managed to get this lead and hang on to it in this final game.
Yeah, and Wunder's also not freezing. Like sometimes you get these VD top laners that have like a 50 CS lead. It's like, guys, I'm so far ahead. Let's get farther ahead. But the lack of pressure you put on the map kind of counteracts whatever gain you get from the minions. So he's actually pushing this wave. But every time, Giants is just, they're second on the plate. They're trailing behind. And that is what's going to cause this gold lead to really spiral out of control in the next 5 to 10 minutes for Splyce, providing they don't make any big macro play errors.
Well, that has been kind of the theme of the day, in all honesty. At least one of the teams has always been making pretty critical pretty critical errors in each given game. It's just you never know which team is going to be doing it next. And you know, there have been some
promotion tournaments like a box of chocolates. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
You never know which team's gonna throw.
In a manner of speaking. Let's see, next Dragon will be up in a few more moments. Giants, of course, took that one while leaving SmittyJ out to dry in the top side before he was taken down. Splyce still stacking pretty heavily on this bottom side to try and pressure in, but there's no inner tower to take it.
Yeah.
15 minutes into the game.
Vision denial coming in here. SmittyJ looking to catch that wave again. Wunderwear rotated outside of harm's way, always catching waves. Whatever wave Giants throw at Splyce, Wunderwear is the one catching in. The 4 remaining members looking to catch xPePii here.
He's safe for now. Should be able to clear waves away when it comes down to it. Rift Herald being started by Wisdom and SONSTAR, though, in the meantime. There's really no punishment here.
Their mid tower is under siege, though.
Oh, maybe there is. Yeah, okay. Unbreakable. It pops on Braum. Rift Herald is secured, while Wunderwear continues to push up into the top. Splyce have been stopped for now.
This Gragas is caught, by the way.
Yeah, Wisdom's going to have to bop his way over, but he might go down instead. Runs right into Nisbeth, but he pops his big barrel. Cannon barrage is on, but he's stuck in prison. Can he get out of this one? No, as Wunderwear claims another kill.
I mean, the Rift Herald makes a global death animation, or sound at least, so Giants were being sieged on the mid. Splyce is like, where is their AD, like, where is their jungler, and what's he doing right now? Turns out he was doing Rift Herald, and then he pathed away from his base. He didn't body slam over immediately. Wisdom just gets caught out immediately here by Splyce, and that's a really big mistake.
Yep. Trashy showing that on the Sejuani, he does bring the CC that Splyce need to lock down and chase down members. I mean, they've got good single target as well as team fight ability. This is a very strong team composition altogether if they don't get flanked themselves. And it hasn't happened so far. It's very early in the game. We've got plenty of time. Still on the clock, but 3-3 right now. Splyce have been taking control, and 3,000 gold in the lead ain't too shabby.
Yeah, we're not going to see Giants go for any flanks this game to beat the Splyce lineup. They have the kite. The power of Ezreal and Azir is that if you can walk backwards in a fight, your damage output while still walking backwards, aka kiting, is just phenomenal. SmittyJ doesn't want to enter the fights early. Fiora is kind of the guy that wants to arrive late to the party and then have the most fun. Our kind of girl, depending on whether you specify champion or player. But SmittyJ, if he arrives early, he will get blown up. So when all cooldowns are down, that's when he wants to arrive and see if he can proc his ultimate. Now we see a fight over Dragon, though. TP on top of your screen, that's Sencux coming in.
Trashy's pulled, and the rest of the team has arrived. He's managed to get back in time, and Wisdom rocks right into so much punishment. Smitty having to flash away from this one, and Splyce grouped on up. Glacial Fissure, double kill for the Gangplank off a parley shot. 2-4-0 now, and Hustlin is trying to hustle back to tower. He will land the dredge line. That's going to be tower, though, in the mid.
Yeah, Giants give Splyce exactly what they're looking for. Team fight, where they can have a good connection on the Braum and Sejuani CC. Not even ultimate was used there for Trashy. He was still on cooldown.
Didn't need it either.
They didn't need it. Giants just so far behind right now, taking fights when they don't need to. They need to opt for scaling. They don't need to contest this first Dragon from Splyce. So poor choices when it comes to objectives. The Rift Herald that got started where no clear benefit was there other than denying it from Splyce. Again, no clear benefit from doing the Dragon other than to try and deny it. And they get circled because SmittyJ's not here.
Trashy really started this one off quick, but he relied on his tankiness and then ran right back into his team. Wisdom making a critical error on the back of it, and then it was pretty much over the moment SmittyJ had to flash away mid-grand challenge.
Yeah, as he dashes in, his team is walking backwards, so they're not on the same page whatsoever. And good aggressive play from Splyce. They're working as a unit right now.
Yep.
Really found their teamwork in this teamfights comps.
Took him a few games to do it. Now xPePii's going to dash back, and he Emperor's Divides, flashing midway, and Wisdom and Hustlin are there to help bring the numbers they need. But the Cannon Barrage comes down, and Trashy nails him and puts him on ice.
Yeah, look at the player cams too. Pepinero just threw his hands up the air, hands on the head, rubbing his forehead. He's not in a comfortable emotional state right now. And that is going to affect Giants anymore because they need to wait. They need patience right now. They need to kite, wait for a mistake, maybe find out where Splyce is failing when it comes to Baron control, and then late game, see if they can dodge some GP damage.
It's going to be harder and harder to do. He's got the distortion boots already, a lot of extra gold lining his pockets. He's plundered as much as he can. 4-1-2. He's got 100% kill participation to start things off. Splyce has been working as a well-oiled machine. True Shot Barrage will come in, thin the minion wave a bit.
Yeah, good
As
job
Giants
from
look to push
SONSTAR.
back.
Waiting for the Unbreakable to be down before you send that out.
Yeah.
Trashy now gets
Rightly
picked
there.
off.
Uh-oh, Trashy's pulled on in, but can they answer back? He's still got a whole bunch of tankiness, and look at how much damage Wunderwear is able to do, exploding the casks. Powder kegs, rather. There's a lot of barrels this game. 14 seconds until Baron hits the rift. It'll still be a while before that's going to be contested, but Splyce continue to grow their lead. Almost 6,000 ahead. Peppy doing all that he can to keep clearing things out, but they're losing ground on Giants' side, and after such a stellar game one, they've had some shaky results.
And it's a 3,000 lead just on Wunderwear. He is 3,000 gold ahead of his counterpart Fiora here. SmittyJ having another rough game, but this time it wasn't really his fault. The only fault we could really say is his TP. Back at the start of the lane, at the initial point where the tower gets pushed, he walked almost to the tower and then pulled, I think it was a Billy Boss where you TP in, where you may as well have walked.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was a Dignitas top laner at the time, I believe. And like, he was late to the party. That means tempo lost, and that means Splyce is always ahead of the curve.
Yep.
And eventually, it resulted in SmittyJ having this massive wave lined up in front of the tower, juicy farm, and suddenly there was 3 people there to dive him.
Yeah, and they've gotten a few advantages off of what they've chosen in the pick ban screen too. I mean, the double teleports come in handy quite a lot. Wunderwear, obviously he can be global without the teleport, but he's got it on top of that, and it just shows that they're confident enough to be able to answer right back. And we'll see if it really is enough here. 21 minutes on the clock. Peppy gets himself a blue buff, but a lot of Splyce members moving in around that top side. Hustlin is caught by Nisbeth, but he doesn't want to chase any further into that. Wisdom, meanwhile, is being caught by Sencux and Wunderwear. A lot of damage being dealt to that Gragas. He's not as tanky as he'd like to be.
Yeah, SmittyJ's pulled back from split push duty as well. All hands on deck here, trying to defend this minion wave, crashing into the tower. Two-shot barrage gets used. Buy some time here. Barrel denial from Peppy, good.
SONSTAR is starting to come online. I mean, it's worth noting that those true shots are hitting harder. He's got the Muramana completed now. Still 2 items, but
if Splyce overdive and make a mistake where maybe Trashy whiffs his ulti or doesn't E-flash, that plays out poorly, and then Wisdom can break up the fight. This is risky though, you shouldn't. This is Giants, this is too deep. You don't have to follow up in a straight fight, you will lose. You will need to wait for a mistake if you are the Giants team right now. Forcing will lead to losses. You just need to kite. Use that blue Ez. Every Q, Iceborne, Brock. That's what you're looking for.
every single time. Splyce going for the vision denial game once again. They keep placing deep wards in and around. Giants are losing ground just because they aren't really able to answer it back, and they keep getting pulled, as you said, right back to the mid to defend this inner turret, which has been worn away thinner and thinner every time. Splyce, you know, like you said, barring a macro mistake, they're on track.
Yeah,
just keep pushing it.
Splyce's goal right now is getting more farm on the map than Giants, because if both teams farm the same amount of absolute gold, relatively speaking, the goal difference will mean less and less overall. Especially when you factor in late game scaling. I think both teams have a lot to offer in the late game. GP scaled incredibly well. But the only way to win for Giants is to really make that Azir come online, funnel as much as farm as they can into Azir and Ezreal, and hope they can win teamfights. And somehow pray that SmittyJ can enter the fight a little later, and then proc his ultimate. And rely on that level 16 Fiora damage.
Well, you know, they have been able to rely on SmittyJ using his teleport a bit later than expected. So that might be a good thing for them there.
Yeah, you thought this was a bad thing?
All planned.
Turn this all around. You know, make your weaknesses your strengths.
Exactly, that's what you got to do. Taking a look at the two junglers, though. I mean, at the start of the series, Wisdom had Trashy's number. He was running circles around him on the map, but this game has been a completely different tale. I mean, he has gotten more farm back, but he's not been able to have the same impact.
It did feel like Trashy forgot his own number. You know, when you gotta look in your phone, what is my number again? Because he
okay.
Suddenly, hello. Oh, this is big for the game. This is incredibly big. Wunderwear gets shut down. This means all map pressure is gone from Splyce. All the wards will get cleared. Giants now buy themselves some time. The gold gap was 6k. It is now 4,000 gold. We need to see what exactly happened there.
I'll have to take a look at that in a moment. Still, the wave's cleared away pretty quickly by Giants. What are they going to get? They've got only 23 seconds, and if they start this Baron right now, they've got the...
They're going to bait it. They're going to bait it. They don't.
Got to.
They can't actually go for the decisive Baron play here because it's too risky with Wunderwear coming up in 15. He will join the end of the fight, and they rather just let's... Look, deny the vision. SmittyJ split pushes. Giants now hold, and this is the correct decision. Good decision making here from Giants. Really thriving off that pick. Again, patience is a virtue.
They do get a little bit back.
Alright,
Let's
here
take a
we
look
go.
at how it happens.
SmittyJ is hiding. Wunderwear is going to use his Q on the wave. He can opt out here at any time. Okay.
Whoop.
I don't know Wunderwear. That's just straight up disrespect.
Should not have fought that. He should not
He was
have
up
fought that.
3,000 gold, and he chose to farm while neglecting SmittyJ and not even walking away.
You sing his praises, and then he does that.
And it just shows you the power of Fiora as a pick though.
True.
How many items he was down.
And this is going to be Splyce starting up the Dragon. This would be number 2 for them. Of course, both teams have picked up 1 and 1, but Splyce have been able to grab it when they haven't been at any liberty to lose anything. Giants, of course, it kind of cost them pretty big up back in that earlier part of the game. So still 4,000 gold is the lead at 25 minutes for Splyce, hanging on the edge. Remember, the winner of this game shoots right back into the summer split of the LCS, whereas the loser has to fight it out tomorrow. And, you know, 9 games so far for Giants here. This is number 10. They have had a hard-fought road here to requalify.
Turbo Lucian poking away, but the wave gets cleared. That's another 30 seconds bot. SmittyJ heading to the bot lane. He has teleport. Splyce do not have the perfect vision denial. They have good setup though. They might just start this Baron to force. I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Instant blue trinket, clear that one away. But look at how low that they're able to take the Baron very quickly. Giants trying to collapse around the side. Hustlin goes in, but look at how quick he's popped. Turned into a munchkin. Giants trying to re-engage here, and they pop 2 Splyce members right off the back of it. This fight could go either way. Kobbe and Sencux, the only one left standing, as SONSTAR gets a miracle pick around the side. xPePii gets the kill there, and all of a sudden, they might go for the Baron themselves. Sencux dueling it out. He goes on to xPePii, but not enough damage to kill him, and now it's Baron time.
xPePii, they take 5 kills. The Ace Giants turn it out. I said it was too early, but Hustlin bought so much time. Wisdom, so decisive. So many teams would back off there, reset the fight, be like, okay, we stopped them off Baron. We're behind in gold. Yes, he might die to Baron here, but that's irrelevant.
Spikes might happen. Oh no!
He's standing behind the Baron, but if he stands in front of the Baron, he won't die, but that's a bit unfortunate.
All right, well, he got done too.
Watch this again. Hustlin goes in early to buy time. But he gets, yeah, a lot of abilities get used to him. And look at this. E-Flash, 4-man ulti. And that's all on Nisbeth. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but if he pops his E a little earlier, everybody on the side of Splyce flies backwards, not into the enemy team. I wish we could almost watch that again to see when that Unbreakable comes out.
Careful what you wish for. You know the observers love trolling us.
But, no, like his Unbreakable was late.
Yeah.
Baron takes 1 kill though. It still goes to Sencux, so that's kill credit.
2, technically.
And look at Wisdom. He's standing at the back end of Baron, which procs the spikes. You should always stand in front of the Baron when everybody's dead, because that's exactly what killed him. Lost him a Baron buff. It may hurt them a little bit if Sencux also got the kill credit for that. It doesn't seem so.
Still, they've cut down the gold lead with that one. And man, just when Giants were looking down and out, they come up with a miracle fight. And that was the decisiveness that we were praising them for in game number 1.
Yep.
That was exactly what they had needed to do.
And now they're closing the gap, and more importantly, SONSTAR is dealing so much damage.
Yeah, Ezreal's come up pretty big. 3-0-5 now, too. He's been involved in almost every kill of the game, and the true shots are just stinging. Outer turret,
and that
easy peasy.
That 3,000 gold advantage on the Fiora GP matchup now has been reduced to 1.5k, which means he should actually be able to hold his own, and he has the damage to just straight up murder Wunderwear if he's not careful. The Splyce are suddenly on the back foot, and their mid game has been questionable today.
So even Godware can bleed, and the rest of this team has been bleeding out since that fight. Very close, the gold gap right now.
Yeah, gets the barrel. Good. That means another tower push. This tower's going to go down.
Yep, 4-1. That's all they need to do. Just keep on shoving it in. So they can equalize the tower count pretty easily as well. Wunderwear knows he can't fight this. And look at the damage being dealt already. The frozen prison is already in. Wisdom's got to dodge out, and he throws the big barrel. And then they re-engage onto Kobbe, but Hustlin a little bit too low in this one. Everyone's got to move away. The Sun Disc is there. They're still looking for the chase. This is there if they can just taste it, but Splyce don't have the chase potential.
Yeah, the kite is right for the Giants matchup here. Can't chase Luez and then Azir. Incredibly hard. Maybe sacrifice the support, but overall. And look at the itemization too for Hustlin here. Straight going for the Frozen Heart, because he knows he's not going to eat much harass from Sencux. Trashy may do the base damage in terms of magic, but then he can just soak up as much damage from Kobbe and Wunderwear as he can.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward strategy for them. They've still got a couple members with Baron buff. 15 seconds remaining. Not the hugest Baron power play, but you have to admit, when they only had it on 2 members, they made it work.
I mean, that's just acceptable from being 6,000 gold down this early in the game and now being equal. Giants surprised yet again.
Yeah, right back into this game. We're not quite 30 minutes into it, but this series is far from over. Every mistake gets more and more impactful. And Giants on the cusp, if they can finish this comeback, requalify into the LCS in the maximum number of games over 2 series. Huge.
Right. Splyce is waiting for Trashy's flash. This is where we got to track summoners here. SONSTAR's flash coming up too. Wisdom. xPePii is a little longer. If everybody's patient, we will see a fight with all flashes. And then Trashy will need to find an opening. And Nisbeth needs to start really making use of the Unbreakable to block these fantastic ultimates from Wisdom. Can't stress this enough. So many fights, skirmishes, and pickoffs have been won, not only this game, by that explosive cast being used by Wisdom. And technically, Braum should be a counter. Trashy here, picking off Hustlin.
Yeah, talk about both junglers in a moment. Hustlin going quite low in this one. He's taken down. Teleport, yeah, should be canceled.
Yeah.
This Cannon Barrage came in as well. Wunderwear goes ahead and cancels his own, and they rush down for the mid. Should be able to find this one, too.
Yeah, that
no
makes
members
you
of Giants
wonder.
inside, caught with their pants down.
How did that come to be, rather?
To be
continued?
I would hope so. 5 seconds. Now on the Dragon.
Third
Krepo.
dragon.
This is going to be third Dragon for Splyce. Giants.
Mid lane's exposed though. They might just actually go mid, get zoned off a bit. Like there's the Sun Disc. You can replace your support with a Sun Disc tower in this scenario.
Says a lot about your support.
Yep. Sadly it does. We are replaceable.
You're not replaceable to me, Krepo.
It's hard to solo cast.
That is very true.
Very few
League
solo casters that can solo cast a session.
I've done it a couple times. It's not easy, man. And it's not very good when you can't make cringeworthy jokes and have someone facepalm at you. It's facepalm at yourself. Big wave building bot. A wave building on the top side. Giants still have the impetus to push here. But they made a critical mistake.
Any day for you.
Will you?
Yeah.
It's so good to know. All right, let's see what Wunderwear is able to clear away. Pretty much everything. As long as he doesn't straight up fight Smitty, I think he's in good shape.
I mean, if he gets some lucky crits.
That's true. He could duel him, but that is kind of the thing with Gangplank. You kind of got to get lucky sometimes.
Yeah, you got to explode those barrels because they shred you even harder. Get rewarded for using them. Trashy here.
So much life steal. Trashy going in.
There.
Looking for Hustlin, but Smitty goes around the side and Sencux in the middle of it all. Wisdom going low. Trashy trying to hold the line, but that's a double kill for Fiora, and that is going to be huge. 2 members down right now. Giants are threatening on the mid.
Yeah, this has to be an inhib. Gotta watch for the curve. The corner barrels right here. Ooh.
SONSTAR wasn't watching.
Yeah, watch your flanks here. Probably another barrel coming here from the bottom side. Another barrel connects. Good poke here from Wunderwear. I mean, they may just straight go for some Nexus towers if they were a little more healthy. It's still 2 ADs alive though, so I think they'll back off. Baron's in 40, so they can lay the foundation of the Baron control now with the mid push. Let's watch this again. This is a fight. Nota Bene has started. Look at the flanking from Wisdom. That's just really good, like, game knowledge here, Giants. They slide behind the Braum. Obviously can no longer stop Wisdom from coming in, and they just wreck and punish Splyce for committing to an engage.
You know you've got burst and a hell of a lot of CC when the Lulu can't flash or ult before going down. That was massive, turned it right on its head.
Or you have a lack of wards in your flank, and you're playing a very linear, one-dimensional approach to your team fights, and you get punished for it.
Yeah.
When Splyce put Turbo Bear in motion, and they speed up Trashy, and they don't get a pick in the immediate first 2 seconds, it gives Giants some time to get some composure, to get ready for the fight. And then everybody can be like, okay, where we at? Who's where on the field? Gragas is flanking. Okay, and then they can know that they can flash in with SmittyJ, go for the kill. Otherwise, if SmittyJ just flashes in alone, he will die. He will get exhausted. JK, Nisbeth is running Ignite. Obviously, because we need that against the Fiora late game. And then suddenly, guess what? Giants win the fight.
That summoner spell choice,
I mean,
come back to bite him in the butt.
They totally got a lot of value out of it because they got a lot of kills in the lane. Oh no, because it was a lane swap. I just really hate Ignite on Braum. I think you should always go.
I think we're aware of it at this point. Nisbeth looking for the fight, but the barrel from Wisdom will stop it for a moment. Cannon Barrage to slow down Hustlin as he sends the depth charge flying. A lot of ultimates used on that.
That's enough for disengage. Teleport is used. Now Giants, if they're smart right now, they put SmittyJ in the bot lane, but they're super smart. He's already there. And he's
started
split
the Baron.
pushing.
Is this going to be a Baron fight after he takes down inhibitors? No.
Oh, they're going to just...
Splyce are going way too low in this one. True Shot's going to clip Kobbe, but they can't find him with the dredge line. Meanwhile, though, Wisdom's still buying time. And in the bottom side, SmittyJ's doing all he can. Splyce are going way too low in the choke point.
Splyce is winning or losing this fight. 4v5 Giants. Oh, the pincer with Azir, Ezreal.
And now they go Baron.
SmittyJ is whacking away. The fact that they can communicate this and SmittyJ doesn't teleport either means Giants have no communication at all and he's just going on a field, but I feel that's... You can't make that statement. Giants with 2 Koreans here. One limited English speaker in xPePii who still has a very rough accent managed to communicate all this and set up this play in under 2 or 3 weeks of practice. They put Splyce's shot calling to shame in this game.
That is hugely impressive. And for a team, yeah, as you said, it's been together not that long. Language barriers and everything. I mean, they really want to requalify LCS, Krepo.
Especially that other Baron fight. This one was like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 in their approach, but the fact that after Hustlin died, they still went for that play and won. It can be argued if Nisbeth's Unbreakable was actually used properly that it was a mistake, but the fact that they go for these decisive plays every single game again, despite being on the line of having to play another best of 5 to get into LCS, for me is impressive. And that is something we were lacking in Giants the entire split. It's like, yeah, we're losing. You know what? I'm afraid to put a ward. I'm afraid to step forward. I don't want to be the guy failing. Let's slowly bleed to death, and that is not what we're seeing from Giants right here.
Giants have turned decisive. More games than not so far, but the fight is on, and Trashy getting bopped around and pulled back in. It's Nisbeth, though. He's getting popped pretty low. Here's the grand challenge was issued. Wisdom trying to keep the fight on. All the ultimates expended around both sides, but no one's dead.
Yeah, a little deep in chase here, but most impressive from Giants here as they chase.
Oh, flash away. Okay, that's an intertap.
Their ability to destroy these powder kegs. Right before ulting, Pepinera took down a keg. Right before chasing their SONSTAR took down a keg, and no AoE damage here coming out from Wunderwear. They overreach a little bit, but in the heat of the moment, that's completely understandable. And they still manage to survive here. Engage from Splyce. Look up low. Blue has deals so much damage at this point.
Super minions, though, still pouring into the bottom side and soon to be in the middle. Sencux has to base to get himself healed up, and this is going to open the doors for Giants to finish off the last inhibitor turret. Smitty going low. He gets the parry on, tries to dash around, but he gets shut down by Trashy, and they saved the turret. Can they turn this around? It looks like Giants are trying for their escape.
Yeah, they can always kite out if they don't get bopped immediately. Very close, greeted a little bit. The Unbreakable took down the last 3 projectiles needed to take down a tower. But they've got 2 inhibs down, 1 tower on 20%. They got the Baron buff. They have complete control of the map. Look at this. SmittyJ is overextended. It's not his job to take down that tower at this point in the game. He did it in the fight earlier too. He dashed in as a frontliner. Fiora is a secondary engage in fights. When somebody is fighting, you join in with ludicrous amounts of damage to finish them off and proc your ulti. But the same tactic where he goes this ham has won them so many team fights, so we can't fault him for it.
I mean, it's a 50-50.
If we praise him for doing it when it works, we have to understand that sometimes it's a little too aggressive. And again, they're playing for a guaranteed spot into the LCS.
A lot on the line. As Splyce hold on here, grab themselves Dragon number 4. If they can keep it going, Drake 5 becomes a real possibility. But they're needing to defend on bottom side. Their middle inhibitors come back on up. But one more lost fight.
Yeah.
And it's curtains.
One more lost fight in Scourge, but also we're looking at very long death timings right here. And the swing of any fight being lost here could be enough. Because Wunderwear is approaching 6 items and he can kind of single-handedly start winning team fights with some good battle connects. But it's actually impressive how well Giants is killing barrels in these fights. The last team fight, we saw 3 powder kegs being just annihilated before being put to explosion.
I'd love to see the number of exploded versus cleared kegs, actually. I mean, that'd be a really curious number for this game.
Giving our stats guy nightmares.
I know, he's already like, no, don't ask for that.
Because I imagine the game actually registers them as being destroyed when you pop them and destroy them anyways.
Yeah.
Well, technically they're all destroyed.
I suppose that's true. Why is it that when the enemy it kills them, they don't blow up? Balance.
I wonder why. Nice balance champ, by the way.
There you go. It'd be if they like timeout really quick, it'd be better.
Yeah.
I just want Gangplank to get uber buffs because I want my freelo back. All right.
I want the old Gangplank. 4 hearts of gold.
I mean, you can still do that without the hearts of gold.
Yeah, but it's just not the same, you know.
Yeah.
Financial abuse
Unfortunately, those
really
days are
felt
over.
great.
Well, we're seeing some new stuff here. Dustblade
Of
being picked
Draktar.
up by Wunderwear. Yeah, the most metal name of any item in the league.
Sadly, whoever he uses it on, or the proc, kind of gets swept by Quicksilver. It obviously can get reapplied immediately.
You're starting to fill out those builds there, and we get closer towards the stage of the game where the gold doesn't really mean as much, despite there being a 5,000 advantage for Giants.
Actually, does it get reapplied? I heard it get reapplied, but there is a cooldown on that effect. I wonder if the cooldown only goes in place after it actually pops.
I'm not sure on that one.
I'll have to look into that.
That'd be an interesting question.
Anyways, I don't think the Dustblade of Draktar pop is going to be the deciding factor in these team fights.
Perhaps not.
Siege being put up. Look at the Azir and Ezreal.
Smitty back on the bottom side. They're going to try to clear out these naked inhibitors. Still, have to be careful not to overextend too far. Wisdom, though, he goes forward and knocks Nisbeth and Trashy right into the team. The two tanks, however, are holding firm. Smitty around the backside, but he's surrounded by Splyce, and he's taken out by Kobbe. Now Giants have to back away. They're a man down. Uh-oh, Trashy comes right back on in. That's all right. SONSTAR nearly ate it, but he's able to kite away at the last second. Deathless this game.
Yeah. Giants, they do the right start to the fight. They trade cooldowns to stop the disengage from Splyce, and then they can set up for actually the engage, which in this case was disengage. And then they can set up for another poke siege session where the next pick off means guaranteeing death. But SmittyJ is not on the same page. He mistakes it for an all-in situation, and he goes too deep solo on the backline. He really needs to wait for Wisdom to stay into this fight. And that's a big mistake. It's going to cost them maybe the inhibitor, depending on how well Giants can defend here.
It's been a game of extremes. Extremely good and extremely bad plays on all sides. Wisdom will not be able to hold the inhibitor tower, but he does hold the inhibitor itself. Wunderwear a little slowed up. He could be caught here. Wisdom still going for the chase on. Barrel will not connect. 28 seconds until Baron, and there's still a wave to be dealt with for Splyce. They've got to get back and heal quick.
Yeah, momentum here. They trade tower for momentum on the map because they all obviously based, just as you said, and now they can set a vision. Top wave is big. SmittyJ has teleport, so he's likely going to head top, deal with the wave, and come. Or Giants, they could make another signature, honestly, call where they just instantly start the Baron. EpicSkillshot can shut off one of the entrances with the Emperor's Divide.
They're going to do it.
Literally divide and conquer here for Giants. That's why Splyce is coming from the mid lane. TPing in 2. This is going to be the deciding fight here if it comes to it.
Giants have immediately stopped. They got the teleport. They got what they wanted. And they back away.
Now they're behind on the play because they need to deal with a massive wave in the top lane, which gives Splyce time to push in the mid lane. And suddenly Giants are on the back foot.
Yep, I already see one back happening. Peppy. He should be able to get back there safe enough, but Trashy is stopping them from getting into the mid. This is going to be an inhibitor here, but it might have to be a bloody one. Wisdom coming in through the base gates. He cannot stop this in time. Peppy looking to try and answer back. The big barrel only knocks them away.
Yeah, this does get away with it. Remember, if this comes to a fight, there is a potential scenario where SmittyJ teleports bot and takes the inhib because there's teleport advantage. Right now, Giants, as we watch this again, engage here. Nisbeth and Trashy get knocked back, and spells come out. This is where you disengage. Look at SmittyJ, how lost he is in the flow of this team fight. Giants, 4 members are kiting backwards, putting Azir and Ezreal strengths to use. SmittyJ is like, YOLO, Leroy, he goes in, and he suffers. Giants over the wall on the backside.
Yep.
No ward. There's a ward in the pit though, so that's bad vision control. Risky play here.
Fight might get started out. Baron going oh so low. This could go down to a smite fight. Trashy's in there, and it's going to be taken by Splyce. They secure themselves the Baron. Giants are trapped in the pit, and the fight is on. They keep blinking those health bars. Hustlin will fall after Wisdom, and now that's going to be it. Splyce in a massive fight are going to finish it off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who gets the Baron overall because Giants put themselves in the pit with a ward. They go for a high risk, high reward type of play, but high risks obviously come at great costs here. Splyce eventually win that fight, and they're going to take the game.
Absolutely. Peppy the only one there to defend, and he won't be able to do a damn thing with those death timers. Splyce have held out, outlived, and outlasted, and they will qualify right back into the LCS in a 5-game nail-biter of the series, but we're not done yet.
Hey, Peppy!
Ay, 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 he's down. That is the delayed ace, and they will be able to finish off this last tower. Splyce played out. And in the end, cool, calm, collected his cucumbers, and they take down the Nexus and secure themselves a spot in the summer split.
Yeah, and the difference of reactions couldn't be greater here.
Finally get some more chance there as Yamato lets one more slip.
Yep, he gets
It's
one.
okay, he didn't know he was going to be recorded.
Yeah, one more in the swear jar. I think it's okay though. Giants, I think they can go home happy. Because we obviously have yet to see Rocket versus Huma.
True.
But if it plays out the way it should, which we obviously have no clue because everything is upside down here in the promo tournament, Giants are showing immense progression.
In a very short amount of time, and consider the fact that they beat Rocket on the last day of regulation. Consider what we perceived Huma to be at. Giants, I would have not said this a week or two ago, but they look favorited. Despite the disappointment here today, they could very well be qualifying yet again into the LCS.
I mean, the Giants, before we saw them already, was a slight favorite in my opinion because of what we saw in the Challenger finals, but right now, much more so. Wisdom, I really like this game. I didn't like him so much in his series versus the Wolves. I think he was very lost there. But the Gragas performance he showed today, I was very impressed by. Not afraid to E-flash. He put Trashy's Gragas to shame.
Yeah.
Overall, Giants' shot calling for the majority of the game was better than Splyce's. They just made, yeah, 2 crucial teamfight mistakes, I think, with SmittyJ. This coming back from the 6,000 gold lead, though, this is... We have to talk about this overall, or Splyce will need to have to talk about this, because if you let a team like Giants, with all due respect, come back from 6,000 gold advantage that you have procured, then you really need to start looking at your mid-game like shot calling.
Well, and when you take engages and what the comps you have, this entire series has been a lot of mismatches and really interesting stuff. But, you know, we'll have to hear from some of the men themselves. Let's send it